Hello, everyone. I'm Cory Pettijohn from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where I serve as Dean's Fellow for online graduate programs. I also direct our environmental geology online graduate programs in the Department of Earth Science and Environmental Change. So briefly, I want to introduce what's called MOSAIC. It's a graduate learning ecosystem model I'm building to help universities design online programs that are scalable, that are industry connected, and deeply human. MOSAIC stands for Modular, Outcome-Based, Stackable, Adaptive, and Integrated Curriculum. And I use it as a design blueprint and as a way to talk across teams because ecosystem work is never owned by one unit. It involves faculty, instructional design, marketing, enrollment, advising, alumni relations, and employer partners, all influencing the learner experience. So if you're designing degrees, certificates, or micro-credentials for working adults, MOSAIC is really meant to be portable today. So this work, excitingly, is now published as a chapter in the Learning Ideas Conference 2025 proceedings in a piece titled From Micro to Global, Gauging the Health of E-Learning Ecosystems with MOSAIC, and an image of the Springer collection is shown on this slide. So the argument is simple. Online graduate education is no longer just a set of courses. It's an ecosystem of pathways and communities, services, and partnership. And the health of that ecosystem determines whether the learners persist and that they upskill and advance. MOSAIC gives us a shared language for building intentionally and diagnosing where things are breaking, from onboarding friction to weak mentoring to invisible industry ties. And on the next slide, I'll take you directly into the MOSAIC framework itself. So here's the heart of MOSAIC. I visualize it as an ecosystem wheel because graduate learning is held together by connections and not by any single course. The 8 interlocking pieces overlap, and that overlap is the resilience. When one component is stressed, the ecosystem can support the learners. At the top, pieces 1 and 2 represent adaptive learning pathways, and this is where we design modular entry points, clear outcomes, and routes to completion so that students can move from one course to a certificate and from a certificate to a degree without losing momentum. Pieces 3 and 4 in MOSAIC are the industry integration and practical application. This is where employer advisory input, projects, and skills signals meet the curriculum design. Piece 5 is collaborative learning community because peer networks are the antidote to online isolation. Piece 6 is mentorship and support covering advising, coaching, and targeted help at moments that predict stopout. And pieces 7 and 8 extend into a lifelong learning ecosystem on the MOSAIC wheel where alumni, employers, and ongoing upskilling keep the community alive after graduation. And as Dean's Fellow in the College of LAS, I'm applying MOSAIC across a portfolio of nearly 70 departments and a very diverse pedagogical landscape. So the model helps us here at Illinois curate market-facing pathways, build industry and alumni relationships very early in the ideation and launching, and coordinate the full learner journey across teams and systems. It also aligns with campus collaborations that we're bringing to Solar and UPSIA convergence as well on micro-credentialing stacks that scale across our college. And on the next slide, I'll show where MOSAIC is headed in 2026. So looking ahead in 2026, MOSAIC is moving from a design model to an operating model. I'm building ecosystem health indicators so we can see where pathways are thriving and where learners are leaking out. And this is feeding follow-up manuscripts and a Learning Ideas 2026 direction that links micro signals like feedback flow and advising touchpoints to macro signals like alumni return and employer demand. And the most important step is collaboration. And I'd love to partner with colleagues who want to apply MOSAIC to graduate education for professional upskilling, especially micro-credentialing to certificate to degree stacks in that pathway. So I'm eager to co-develop a future UPSIA MEMS session with anyone interested that uses MOSAIC, perhaps to examine what is changing in marketing, recruitment, and relationship building. So if your institution is wrestling with enrollment in an AI-saturated landscape, I can share what we're learning at Illinois alongside colleagues presenting at upcoming UPSIA Solar and Convergent. So as you know, bots and AI have blurred the click-based funnel into our programs. So search ads and outbound messaging are increasingly automated, and programs can really start to feel interchangeable. And at the same time, AI is catalyzing new forms of advising and personalization and analytics. And in that environment, the human connection in the MOSAIC ecosystem, those industry partners, the alumni mentors, and faculty communities become even more valuable. And MOSAIC is designed to describe these connections and protect and grow those ties. So if you'd like to collaborate, or if you'd like to invite me to speak at your institution online or in person, please reach out to me at jcpettij@illinois.edu. I'm beginning a really exciting lecture tour in April through my Dean's Fellowship, and I'd really love to connect with your institution. So feel free to reach out. Thank you for your time today.